Hey everyone, Daniel Rutter here. Today I just wanted to do a very quick interview. I say that every time, a very quick interview, but it's usually 6 minutes long, on this slider I picked up from eBay. Now I'm currently have it sitting on my nasty tripod, just a cheap Slick, so it's a bit wobbly, but this tripod over here, my Weifeng 717, I'm probably saying that very wrong, but anyway, very similar to the fancier 717, I believe is the same name for it. And anyway, I haven't actually used this slider on this tripod before. This is the first time putting it on as a bit of a test, just for this video alone. Anyway, the review. Basically, let's just get right down to it. I've shot one music video, a few live performance clips, and one very quick test video on this, and so far very happy. Picked it up on eBay for about $130. Now, to give you some idea of the specs, don't hold me to these. I can't tell you the brand because it doesn't really have a brand. There is a sticker on it that says Koolertron, but that's really all I can tell you. Let me just take a look at my notes here. Basically, it's a 60 centimeter or 1 meter slider. It is reasonably smooth on the right kind of tripod head. It has friction bearings, which is very simply just plastic bearings. As far as I can understand, it's just a bit of plastic, and it's sliding along these rails. It has a max load of 4 kilos, which my GH2 doesn't even come close to, especially with the heavier lens, my old 50mm Pentax. But it seems reasonably smooth. Now, for most of the video tests I've done with this, I've used my rather new and rather raved about, if I even say so myself, my LX7 on this, and it's not heavy enough. I found it was just not heavy enough to be smooth on these. It was still pretty smooth, but not smooth enough for my liking. Anyway, on the better tripod head, or better tripod system, this one, it worked very well. Once everything was locked down, I could do my dolly movements without any wobble in here whatsoever. I've gotten this tightened up to a point where it shouldn't be moving, and it's just too much for it. So yeah, as a recommendation, don't use a cheap tripod with any slider system, let alone this one. There are various questions floating around about whether or not you can attach this to 2 tripods. Now, I personally can't see why you would want to, unless you want it added stability. But I don't really feel you need that with this, as long as you've got a decent tripod. Don't use anything like that cheap and nasty one I've currently got my GH1 sitting on. I'm a little afraid of it, actually. It's nasty. It was like $20 at Dick Smith's or something like that. It's atrocious. So I don't think I really need to explain to you what a slider could be used for, or what it is usable for, or used as. But basically, what will I be using it for, me personally? Well, I've already used it on one music video. I'll be using it on a short film I've got coming up in a few weeks and months. I have a wedding video coming up that I may test it out on. I'm still getting used to the whole wedding video workflow, so adding another piece of equipment to that at the moment may be a little bit much. Another thing I'd like to mention is, although this is my low budget way of getting out of it, and I'm thinking it was a bad move, but you will definitely need a tripod head or a quick release plate on your truck here. I call it a truck, I don't know what the technical terminology for it is, as screwing the camera on and off tends to be a bit tiring, and I feel that it puts a little wear and scratches the hell out of the bottom of the camera. And it doesn't really bother me too much, but for resale value, if you're looking to keep your body as reasonably unmarked as possible. Get yourself a tripod head or ball head or something to go on here so you can attach your camera separately. Now it does come with these feet, I guess you could say legs of sorts, for either a tabletop or possibly low down shots. They are a bit loose at the moment. In my wisdom, I have misplaced the Allen key that I got with this. I don't know where I've put it. I put it in my gear bag and it's fallen out of my gear bag at one of the last gigs I did. So, and they also act as a stop. I know a lot of people were afraid that you put your camera on this and it would slide right off the edge. Well, if you attach the feet, it won't come off. And that is my only real issue, is how quickly these feet can come loose. Well, this one's nice and tight. I don't know, maybe I was a bit sloppy on the day I put this on. But yeah, I don't like the fact that they loosen up very quickly. So I figured it was best that I put this on the better tripod I have, which is the Weifeng or WF717, so I don't sound like a fool screwing it up. And I'm just going to chuck my lighter camera on here for the moment. It's not going to sit properly, but we're just going to chuck it on anyway. This is one of the reasons why I need a tripod head. Tripod is perfectly locked down once you actually get it balanced. It has a little spirit level here to help you level your shot off a bit, but I don't really bother too much with that if it's not terribly important. Now, movement is pretty smooth, even no matter how fast or slow you go. It all comes down to your hands anyway as to how smooth it'll be. I have found that these sliders tend to make a bit of noise. And it's even worse on with a heavy camera body on it. I recommend anyone who wants to actually call themselves a professional that they definitely get quick release systems and use the same quick release system for all your gear. Unfortunately, I'm still yet to work my way up to that. Tends to be a lot smoother with a heavier piece of equipment. Now, although not completely related to the product itself, every time that I've used it, I've felt the need to add a little extra movement in my shots, not just a simple side to side kind of movement, but an actual pan